The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was established in 1949 by the United States, Canada, and a number of Western European countries to guarantee collective protections against the Soviet Union. This is just partly correct. In truth, the formations of the alliance was part of a larger strategy to dissuade Soviet expansionism, prevent the return of nationalist militarism in Europe through a strong North American presence on the continent, and encourage European political unification. Much of Europe was destroyed in the aftermath of World War II in ways that are now difficult to imagine. The conflict had killed approximately 36.5 million Europeans, 19 million of whom were civilians. Rationing and refugee camps ruled daily life. In certain locations, infant mortality was 1 in every 4. Millions of orphans roamed the charred remains of old metropolises. In Hamburg, Germany alone, 500,000 people were homeless. Furthermore, communists, assisted by the Soviet Union, were posing a danger to democratically elected governments throughout Europe. The Communist Party of Czechoslovakia ousted the democratically elected government in that country in February 1948 with clandestine support from the Soviet Union. In response to West Germany's democratic consolidation, the Soviets blockaded Allied-controlled West Berlin in an attempt to strengthen their grip on the German capital. The courage of the Berlin airlift brought some satisfactions to future allies, but poverty remained a serious danger to democracy and security. Fortunately, by that time, the United States had abandoned its traditional policy of diplomatic isolationism. Aid provided by the US-funded Marshall Plan and other ways helped in the restoration of economic stability. However, before European countries could start talking and dealing with one another, they needed to be confident in their security. Military corporations as well as security it would provide would have to evolve in tandem with the economic and political advancement. With this in mind, several Western European democracies joined together to pursue a variety of projects aimed at increasing military corporations and collective defense, including the establishments of the Western Union in 1948, later renamed the Western European Union in 1954. In the end, only a truly transatlantic security accord might deter Soviet invasion while also avoiding the return of European militarism and creating the framework for political union. As a result, the North Atlantic Treaty was signed on April 4, 1949. After much discussions and controversy, the new allies agreed in the treaty's celebrated Article 5 that an armed attack on one or more of them shall be regarded an attack against them all, and that in response, each ally would take such actions as it deems appropriate, including the use of armed force. Notably, Articles 2 and 3 of the treaty served essential reasons that were not directly related to the prospect of assault. Article 3 set the groundwork for the Allies' collaborations in military preparedness, while Article 2 gave them some leeway in non-military cooperation. While the North Atlantic Treaty created allies, it did not establish a military system capable of successfully coordinating their actions. This began to change when mounting concerns about Soviet intentions culminated in the Soviet testing of an atomic weapon in 1949 and the commencement of the Korean War in 1950. The impact on the alliance was significant. NATO quickly established a unified command structure with a military headquarters in the Paris suburb of Roquencourt near Versailles. This was the Supreme Headquarters Allied Power Europe, or SHAPE, and the first Supreme Allied Commander Europe, or SACEUR, was US General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Soon after, the Allied formed a permanent civilian secretariat in Paris and appointed Lord Ismay of the United Kingdom as NATO's first Secretary General. Political stability was gradually restored to Western Europe as a result of aid and a security umbrella, and the post-war economic miracle began. Greece and Turkey joined the alliance in 1952 and West Germany in 1955. The first tentative moves towards European political union were taken. In response to West Germany NATO's membership, the Soviet Union and its client states in Eastern Europe founded the Warsaw Pact in 1955. Europe fell into an uneasy truce, symbolized by the 1961 constructions of the Berlin Wall. NATO adopted the strategic doctrine of, at the time, massive retaliations. If the Soviet Union launched an attack, NATO would respond with nuclear weapons. The doctrine's intended impact was to deter either side from taking risks because any attack, no matter how minor, could have resulted in a full nuclear exchange. Concurrently, massive retaliations enabled alliance members to concentrate their efforts on economic expansions rather than the maintenance of huge conventional armies. The alliance also made its initial steps towards a political and military role. The smaller allies in particular had urged for deeper non-military cooperations since the alliance's inception, and the Suez Crisis in the fall of 1956 exposed the lack of political consultations that had divided certain members. Furthermore, the Soviet Union's launch of the Sputnik satellite in 1956 galvanized the Allies into increased scientific cooperations. The foreign ministries of Norway, Italy, and Canada, the three wise men, delivered a report to the North Atlantic Council recommending more robust consultations and scientific cooperations with the alliance, and the report's conclusions led, among other things, to the establishment of the NATO science program. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. See you in the next one.